Here we are today in Irwindale, California to talk about nitrous. Now anyone who knows anything about cars knows what nitrous is and what it stands for. Fun. But today we're talking about nitrous controllers. Now nitrous has been used for many years to inject horsepower into the engine, but the secret to good quarter mile times is control. So today we're putting the NOS launcher to the test. The launcher by NOS is a progressive nitrous controller built with the latest in technology. We'll be installing the touchscreen version of the launcher on a Ford Maverick with a 347 cubic inch small block with a big shot nitrous plate. Mark and car owner Jake Amatiso will show you some of the basics of installing the launcher in the Power TV garage. Previously, the Maverick's best previous run was a 645 at 110 miles per hour with a poor 60-foot time due to too much nitrous on the starting line. Once we get the launcher installed, we'll take you to Irwindale, California to show you how it works in real-world application. Well, Jake, thanks very much for coming on the show and being our guinea pig tonight. I've got to say, it's a pretty sweet Maverick.
Thanks, Bucko. Yeah, we've been building Fastest Street Car magazine for the last year or so, and yeah, we've already been 645 and 110 out here at Irwindale. That was with the direct port nitrous system and a 125 shot. With the NOS launcher tonight, we're actually going to look to improve those numbers. I heard you mention before it's all about control. What we're going to do here with this big shot system, we're going to put a 225 to it. We're going to ramp the nitrous in with the NOS launcher, so we'll look to improve that 645 number.
Wow, let's hope the NOS launcher helps that out tonight. Let's take a look earlier today in the Power TV garage where Mark and the team installed the NOS launcher.
The NOS launcher is a progressive controller that controls up to 2 stages of nitrous or 4 with an additional slave. The NOS launcher is offered in 3 different configurations. You have the launcher controller that hooks up to your laptop. You have the touchscreen LCD expansion, which uses a stylus and an SD card in the side so you can data log straight from the LCD. Then you have the handheld tuner, which allows you to do some functions as staging lanes. That is if you don't have the LCD upgrade.
Installing the launcher starts with finding a good location for the launcher controller. We wired ours under the dash and then mounted the launcher touchscreen where Jake could easily access it while in the staging lanes. Wiring was simple. It required splicing the solenoids, the wide open throttle switch and an RPM signal into the controller.
So we just finished up the installation on the Maverick. It's carbureted. We're only taking into account a couple of the features of the launcher. Once we get it dialed in, we'll hook up the RPM wire, and then we'll start playing around with getting this thing launched off of RPM. For you EFI guys, is where it really comes into play in the launcher. It allows you to run a TPS input to where you can do partial to full throttle activation. For you boosted guys, you can run the internal map sensor, which allows you to limit the amount of nitrous you're running depending on your boost levels. There's also a first gear lockout feature and also a pause enable feature that allows you to regain your ramp if you have to pedal. Or if you turn it off and you come back out of it and come back into it, it's going to start the ramp over again.
Well, now you've seen how we install the launcher, let's go over how we've set it up for the first few passes. Now Jake, when he hits the button off the line, it's going to kick in at 30%, then ramp up to 100% over the next 1.3 seconds. Now this is all activated via the LCD screen, so if everything works according to plan, you'll see him take off fairly gently at 30% like I said, and then picking up rapidly as it hits its full 100% by the 1.3 second mark. Now this is all linear, but that, as I say, can be changed just by using the LCD screen. All right, Jake, you're all dressed up and ready to go. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think it's going to run good.
All right, we're going to see the brown storm flying down the track. We're back in the pits with Jakey boy. Tell us, how did this run compare to last week's?
You could tell it was a lot quicker. You know, like I mentioned earlier, we went 645 at 110. Yep. That was with the direct port nitrous system and hitting the bottle right out of the gate. With this launcher, what I was able to do is launch with 30% nitrous and ramp it in over the course of 1.3 seconds. The car felt great. It launched real smooth and soft, and then you could really feel the 225 come on, you know, about 1.3 seconds into the run. Able to run a tenth quicker in my 60 foot, a 146 60 foot, as opposed to like a 152 is what we're doing with the direct port. So with a little bit more tuning with the launcher, I feel like we can extend that ramp a little bit further and ramp the nitrous in even smoother, maybe get the 60 foot down a little better and not hurt my mile an hour. Because we actually went the same mile an hour, a little bit faster. So this is ideal. I mean, this is something I'm going to be playing with quite a bit.
Jake picked up almost 2/10 in the 8th mile alone just by using the launcher to soften up the hit on the starting line. We've only scratched the surface of what the launcher can do. With a few trips to the track, we'll be able to use the touchscreen to dial in the launcher controller to our exact car combination and track conditions. That control is the advantage of today's nitrous technology. I hope you've managed to learn a little bit more about NOS's launcher system. We've shown you how it works, how to install it, and how to get maximum performance and minimum ETs by using nitrous control. It's been a lot of fun out here running the Maverick through its paces. My name is Bucko. Thanks for watching Power TV.